Hello and welcome to Soups and Sabers. My name is Jordan, and no Daredevil episode this week. We'll double up next week because we have some DC news that I feel like we should touch on. And with me talking DC, as always, is Chris. How are you, Chris?
I'm doing good. We kind of accumulated some DC news. We have to get this in here. And, I feel like I'm matching with the good news. Like, it's just life is good. DC is exciting. So, lots to talk about, lots of good all the way around.
Yeah, I just figured one, I did really like Daredevil this week, but I feel like I don't know if I had a lot to talk about with it. Because I feel like it's obviously leading to something that I think next week will really set up well. So I'm
Yeah,
thinking kind of
I feel
doubling
the
up
same.
next
Yeah.
week is going to be an awesome episode. And if we put this one off, we may not be getting to this until right after the season of Daredevil. We have the Punisher special,
hmm
and then Mandalorian and Grogu. It's like this might be the best time to lock it
This
in.
is the window because we also have to remember we have to start getting ready for Supergirl 2.
Yes.
And so if we don't get a DC news show in here and then we want to do that, then that's just another thing on the schedule that doesn't
Yep.
really work. So yeah, it had to be done. A lot of exciting stuff. I mean it social media has actually been fun for a week because of all this stuff. I'm kind of excited about it.
Yeah, so I guess let's go ahead and start with I was going to start with something that I actually don't have pulled up. So I,
I
I
was
guess
totally waiting for you, like not tipping what the news was in case you wanted to start somewhere other than where I like started you.
yeah, so I guess let's start with the Clayface news. That is the thing that was a trailer that was actually released this week. And you know what? I'll try to get the poster pulled up too for it. But
The poster is perfect. I mean, the
um
teaser is perfect, but the poster is a very visceral. This is what this movie is. Are you in for some body horror? Let's go.
yeah, sorry, my Twitter is lagging. So
Yeah, you froze for a
can you
second,
hear
so
me
I
at all?
wasn't sure. Yeah, I can hear you, but
Okay.
you froze for a second, so I wasn't sure if you could hear me.
Yeah, no, I could hear you. No, I agree with you. I'm just trying to save the Clayface poster and it like glitched out for me. But yeah, so
I
this
feel
came
like
out
Twitter's been
on.
buggy today.
I think it's my computer, honestly.
Mm,
And whenever I have StreamYard open, everything runs at a snail's pace
slow,
on
yeah.
my computer. Might be time to upgrade soon, I guess. But we have Clayface trailer came out on the 22nd. What day is that? That's 2 days ago. Wednesday
hmm
that came out. Um, apparently they showed this at CinemaCon. I'm not sure if it was the same trailer that they showed there, but I remember people kind of speaking highly of it from CinemaCon. But I guess let me get your thoughts on the the trailer here. And are you like a horror fan? What is your familiarity with the genre? Because what they've said, right, is
All right.
that this is a
Yeah.
rated R body horror film.
All right. So when it comes to horror films, I'm not that into horror films. There are some that I have liked. I kind of like suspense more than I like straight up horror. I'm not into slasher films as much. The
Yeah.
Stranger Things is kind of my avenue for of horror, kind of that suspense, but not like and a little gross, but not like super like slasher film kind of thing. But I mean, sometimes it's good. And Clayface, I'm excited for just because it seems so inspired from that Batman the Animated Series episode, and I poster looks incredible, and I think I'm in for a sinister body horror movie. I'm in for Clayface because we talk about like smaller characters, but I'm like we're rounding out the universe with interesting things. So like it's not like it doesn't look interesting. So.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for. I'm not a big horror guy either, but I've been kind of rallying behind this movie since it was announced because of obviously the talent behind it. Mike Flanagan,
Mm-hmm.
former
Yeah.
Towson alum as well. We are both Towson alums, so there you go.
I graduated from Towson's College of Education, get my master's 520.
There you go.
So I
So
will
you
be a
will
Towson
be a
alum
Towson
soon.
alum.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Mike Flanagan, I'm not a big horror guy, but I've watched like, Haunting of Hill House, Haunting of Bly
Mm-hmm.
Manor. I did not watch Midnight Mass, but I watched Fall of the House of Usher. And Mike Flanagan is really, really good at writing and directing. He's not directing this, but because he was busy doing his Carrie show for Amazon. But when you have somebody that passionate about the script, and he is basing it off of, it sounds like he was really inspired by the Feats of Clay
Mm-hmm.
episodes on Batman the Animated Series. So when you're talking about something like that, somebody that's excited about it and doing this, I feel like just the utmost confidence in that, right? And this
Yeah.
trailer sold me on the tone. I don't know how freaky it'll be. I don't know if I'll end up liking it in that, like, this is probably not going to become my favorite movie, right? The way some of
Yeah,
these other movies
absolutely.
have. But if I can go in and enjoy it and get to see a villain that has not been done before in the Batman media on film, I think that's a win.
Yeah, as long as it's not a waste of time, I generally don't hate a movie. Like I even if I don't love a movie, if I don't feel like I wasted my time, I'm generally favorable of it. Like I think the only movie recently that I really felt wasted my time was Joker 2, Folly of Doom.
Hmm.
Like that I left that, I was just like I wish I didn't see it. Like my life would be better if I didn't see it. That was once I think I left the theater going, once my slushy was done, my entire enjoyment of this movie was gone. But
Yeah.
yeah, as long as it doesn't waste my time, give me something creative, give me something interesting, and I'm there for it.
Yeah. And, when we're talking about uh, Clayface, there's been a lot of, I would say people really rallied behind the footage compared to what they were talking beforehand, right? And we've
Mm-hmm.
been very, I would say, like, generous compared to others that were very like, this is like the Sony stuff, blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
But again, where you draw that line a lot of the times is the Sony films uh, could have used Spider-Man but didn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
Clayface, and really they were just doing it to churn out a universe.
Yeah,
Clayface
because they have to keep
is
the rights.
something that James Gunn was not planning on doing until Mike Flanagan brings him a script that he really loved. So, I feel like that's a little different.
Cost
This one's like,
effective movies
right, it's
that are good
creative.
ideas. Yeah.
This is like creatively focused instead of like executive boardroom focused, is kind of what I would
If this
describe
falls
it
in your
as.
lap and you don't do it, you're kind of killing the creative process you claim to be a champion of.
Right, right.
So it's like if you read the script and you like it, and you're James Gunn, and you're like, but I really shouldn't have a Clayface movie before I have a Batman movie. Oh, how is this going to play with my DCU numbers? And
Right,
if
right.
he's doing that, he's not doing what he's saying. Now, Saffron, if he's doing that, that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
Saffron goes to Gunn and says, you know what, man, I know you like this, but I don't know that this is strategy. That would make more sense. But Gunn is going to definitely do anything that is got a great script that is ready to go. Like this is going to be a relatively cheap film, I believe.
40 million is what that was reported before.
Yeah, that's
So
nothing. That's
uh
and even if
compared
it's more
to,
like 90 million, that's not that bad.
right, compared to what the like a big budget superhero movie does, or even some of the
Hmm.
Sony movies that are villain based, some of those had higher budgets, some of those had lower budgets, but
Hmm.
you know, um you're look, and here's the thing too. I keep seeing people say this, and I can't say how much I disagree with this. I don't want Batman in this at all. I don't want them to feel forced to put Batman in it. If they bring up references to like Bat
There you
Vigilante
go.
going around, or like Batman being a thing. That's
Yes.
fine.
That's what
But
I
like,
want, though. That's what I
right,
want. I don't want Batman. I want kind of a, yeah, they're aware of them. They're afraid at night a little bit. They don't go down this alley because they can't see to the end of it, and Batman could be there. I want
right,
something like that. Like, I don't want Batman to be in it, but I wouldn't mind Batman being a thing. And I feel like that's a pretty easy sweet spot to do it. We've always, I mean, this is, just give me what the Arrowverse did. Just give me a nugget to hold on to, you
right, right.
know, and then let me enjoy the actual thing.
Yeah, because we don't know when Batman's coming or anything. And look, James Gunn did say, and I'll pull these up, I guess. Here we have
Mm-hmm.
some thread responses here. Is Clayface set before Superman or after? He says before. It's the first DCU film out of chronological order. I think most of us figured that because we saw Clayface and Creature Commandos, and I know before everybody starts commenting and tweeting at me, I know there are multiple Clayfaces in comics. I just don't know if it makes sense to have
Yeah,
multiple Clayfaces running around in the
and
DCU right now.
I think Basil Karlo and Matt Hagen are being morphed together the way that Barry
Yes.
Allen and Wally West have always been morphed together in terms of these properties.
Yes,
Like,
because
like,
in the Batman the Animated Series, his name is Matt Hagen, but he has Basil's background.
yep,
That seems to
exactly.
be exactly what they're doing here. I'm assuming because Mike Flanagan was such a big fan of those
Hmm.
episodes, he's keeping the Matt Hagen name.
Hmm.
It's a name that fits better as a this if we're talking about this century
Yeah,
compared
it
to
really does.
Basil, Carlo.
It's like basil that goes on a pizza, like,
Right,
that's on
right.
a sandwich. What are you talking about? So yeah, I agree with the name, but you know what really got me excited about this is Caped Crusader had a really good Clayface episode, and I think that was like, it was like reincarnating the animated series in like a really interesting way. And I was like, you know what? If Clayface is done right, he's a very interesting character. A lot of these villains don't work as standalone thing because they're not actually interesting outside of the Batman of it all.
Yeah.
Clayface is just kind of interesting.
Yeah, we'll probably do a rewatch of those episodes before the movie comes out,
Hmm.
and possibly like One Bad Day, Clayface, the how they did that whole
Yeah,
run of comics of One Bad
yeah.
Day for each
The
villain.
One Bad Day Penguin I read was very good, and I was like, I should read all of these, and then I haven't, but
Right.
I
I've heard good
played them.
things about the Clayface one. People really
Okay.
like that one. Okay, so somebody else responded to James saying, I know Clayface is part of the universe, but is it more standalone, or is every project right now part of a larger connected plan? James Gunn said it's very connected, but as always, the standalone story is what's most important.
Hmm.
Um, to me, that reads as look, it's connected in the sense of it exists in this world. Like, I don't know if we're going to see him tossed into like Salvation Prison or anything.
Well, James Gunn has that exact sentence copied and ready to paste at all times because it's basically what he says about all of this.
I mean, he had to also come out and say this today too. Since the release of the Clayface trailer, people ask me, how is that going to work? One universe, different fields and genres. My answer is just like in the comics, where different creative voices and visions inspire each project. Each story has a purpose within itself, outside of all the others. But another part of the fun can be when seemingly disparate strands come together in an elegant way. And that's the truth, right? And if we talk about like real world, right? Like we can joke around and have a good time here, but like somebody in like the world is getting like murdered, right? I mean, like
Yeah,
that. So like the real world has different tones as well, and we all exist in the same world.
yeah, and everyone's reality is relative, and it's, pain is relative, experience is relative. We all are in this weird floating rock doing our thing. So I'm with you 100% on that. I have no problem with how it works with the DCU, especially because I don't know that the DCU is going to be a thing after the merger and all this stuff.
Right,
And James
right.
Gunn only has 1 year. I continually say, celebrate what we get. and try to get as much out as possible if you're James Gunn, and hopefully they're successful projects. And if they're successful projects, we celebrate what we have. At least we can say, you know what, that was a pretty good run, because it's, nothing's guaranteed. I mean, unless you're at Marvel, nothing's guaranteed right now. And eventually they're going to have to reboot at some point, and that's kind of the whole point of this thing anyway, with Doom and leading up to Secret Wars. So I mean, nothing is promised.
Right. And even that aside, it's like when you look at, if you watched Creature Commandos, Dr. Phosphorus's episode is very haunting and chilling, as well as Weasel's, right? I mean, God, Weasel's episode made me cry all 3 times I've watched it.
I same. It's rough,
but it also still exists in that show, even, which is kind of silly at times, right? And so I mean, it is.
And the Foster's episode is such a relatable episode, because it's like, man, you could just go down, like you get put in that situation, you might make the same decisions. And I like how they showed the origin, so it's not like you kind of understand his character that way. And I hope they do that with every villain that we see, or every bad guy that we see. I don't need them to be relatable, or I don't need them to be right. I don't need them to be this morally gray. What I want is, I want to understand why they do what they do. I want to know why they tick. And I feel like we've gotten that with Lex. I feel like we've gotten that with pretty much everyone in Creature Commandos. I'm enjoying the way villains are being written in this universe, to be honest with you.
Okay, so I guess, are we good moving on from Clayface?
Yeah, but
this is a short teaser. There's only a minute long.
It's not much to say. I just want to say that poster, I think, is going to have the biggest effect of all of the promotional material, because that's just awesome.
Yeah. All right, so let's get to Man of Tomorrow news here. Actually, let's go Lanterns poster, because I forgot I was preparing something for the other one.
We should go poster to poster.
Yeah, that's fine. So I'll bring up the Lanterns one. Just 1 second.
Only one can wear the ring.
Yeah, let's talk about this, because this is controversial, I guess you would say, right? People are maybe taking this a little too literally. I have exactly what I think that means, that I'll share. But
it can't be too literal, because we have Guy.
Yeah, exactly. And we know he's in this, so it's not like they're ignoring Guy, right?
Yeah.
So my thought is, if we look at what we saw from the teaser, which we can't even watch right now because apparently HBO Max privates the trailer right before they're going to launch another one, or a couple weeks before they launch another one. So we might be getting
that is lame. That is so lame.
It is. I don't know if it's somewhere else that people have found it, but
why would that's undercutting their own? That's undercutting their own thing.
The only thing I can think of is that when they want to post a new one, they want that one to be the first one that comes up when people search it. I have no clue. It doesn't make any sense to me. That'd be like if you can never watch an old movie trailer.
That's like a blog. Every time you put a blog up, you have to take down the other blog posts so they don't hit. It's like, that's bad for SEO, you would think. I don't understand it. But hey, I'm not in a crumbling business that's been sold 6 times.
So Lanterns has an official month, August, which is kind of what we figured, I think, at this point. Supergirl's in June. We have Lanterns in August, Clayface in October, and then we'll have probably a good gap until Man of Tomorrow, or possibly Creature Commando Season 2 somewhere in there. But yes, the tagline here, only one can wear the ring. If we think back to what the trailer showed, or even that first 7-second snippet, whatever they showed back in like December, Hal Jordan puts his ring on the dash and exits the car and pretty much is testing Jon Stewart.
Yep.
So to me, from what I'm gathering, Hal is retiring, or for some reason moving on, and either the ring picked Jon or somebody picked Jon, right? Usually it's the ring, but I'm not sure how that works if Hal Jordan has a ring.
I think it would be cool if Hal picked Jon. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, so he's training him on how to do it. And it seems like there's a clip in the trailer where Jon Stewart is wearing the ring, walking up to Hal Jordan sitting down. So they are sharing this ring as they are training Jon Stewart. And that is obviously what only one can wear the ring. You can say it's a bad slogan. It probably is because it's freaking people out. But
although it is generating conversation. Let's be fair. It is generating conversation.
They mean this ring that's pictured. All right. Like we know Guy Gardner has a ring. He's in the show. So I mean so we know they're not ignoring him. They make references to Chip in the trailer, so we know
apparently Sinestro is going to be in every episode.
Yes. We know that there's other lanterns out there. Hal Jordan says that he's like the only human. I know people were confused about that, but I guess in the comics, Guy Gardner is halvesies at some point.
And they didn't say anything with Guy so far that rules that out.
Right, exactly. So who knows? They might go with that route. But when you have this, I understand people being upset about it, but I feel like everybody's just jumping on this every time. They were upset about where the green is. Now we get the green, and they're upset about the slogan.
Well, right? And then I've seen some people are like, but I don't like that green.
Right. And my thought here is, I know everybody's seeing this slogan too and saying that Hal Jordan is dying. And look, he might, but I don't think they would give that away by this slogan if it's supposed to have meaningful impact in the show. So
yes, exactly. I think you're 100% right there.
Yeah. So I think obviously this is from what we know. Hal is teaching Jon, so only one can wear the ring. Obviously, this ring at the time, and they're going to be trading it back and forth. And maybe Hal is hanging it up. There's rumors that he has like a love interest in this show, so maybe he's
Carol Ferris.
I don't know if it is supposed to be Carol, but maybe he's looking to get out, right? And is moving on. He's getting up there in age. Kyle Chandler is not old, but I mean, like, people were upset when he was cast. So I mean, it makes sense that he'd be training a younger guy. And we know Jon Stewart is in Man of Tomorrow. So
it also makes sense for this type of star you cast for the role. It's a guy he's a name brand. He's been in successful projects before, but he's not like going to carry a franchise. So like, it makes sense. Cash in on him now, and then Jon Stewart's your guy. It makes total sense.
And you can even do a flashback if you want. We know Clayface is in the past. So you can do a flashback of a younger Hal if you want, right? Like,
well, look, if the MCU has taught us anything, timelines are negotiable, and you don't have to present anything in chronological order.
Right. So I don't know. I guess I get defensive about this show because I know the talent behind it, and I just know they're going to probably knock it out of the park. So it
is a bunch of TV veterans. They've done good stuff. Like,
and Tom King is in it. We met him last weekend, right?
Awesome dude. That was
he wrote a few of these. He wrote a few of these episodes, so he's
well, I'm automatically a fan of that because I'm a big Tom King guy. So
yeah,
absolutely.
So there you have it. I don't know what else to say about this, but I really wish people.
There's not much more to say about it. Like, we need to see more before we fly off the handle in either way on the show.
Yeah, I would say give it a shot, right? And if you don't like it, that's fair. And I understand this stuff is marketing and it's put out there so people will.
I like the timing of August. I like, it's like you get through you Supergirl. You get a little bit of a dry spell, then you got lanterns.
Yeah,
it's
it's the same time as Peacemaker, so that's
it's going to fill that void. Yeah, how many episodes is it? 8?
I believe 8.
Yeah, so maybe you get the first 2, and then you got 6 weeks.
Yeah, and somebody met Kyle Chandler at a minor league baseball game, and he answered questions and he took pictures.
It's such a cool place to be, Kyle Chandler.
Guy's a big Green Lantern fan, so he had like his wedding ring, which had the Green Lantern on it, and he
must have married a really cool woman.
Must have been what?
He must have married a really cool woman.
Oh, yeah.
His wedding ring is like Green Lanternized, like that's
But he said that,
Mhm.
the suit that we see in the trailer is the one Kyle Chandler wears. Kyle told him
Yeah.
that, which again for me is fine. I don't see an issue with that. I know people said it looked a little beaten up and brown, but I'm assuming that's because it is sitting in the back of his. If he's really interested in hanging it up, I mean, that's what happens. So, uh,
I'm not.
so yeah.
I'm not freaking out. I also don't think we've seen any finished product shots.
I mean, they work on this stuff up until the day it comes
Yeah.
out, usually. So you're right. I mean,
I wouldn't be shocked if they're like, let's hide some of the green.
yeah, but also, I mean, like, if Sinestro is in it, there is multiple lanterns. He is a
Right.
yellow lantern, right? If he's a yellow
Well,
lantern at the time of the show, I mean, and even next season, if they do another season, it could be focused on a non-green lantern. I think it's fine to name it lanterns.
yeah, absolutely.
You can go anywhere with it. Then you could cover any one you want. It fits if they're in space. It fits if they're on Earth. Uh,
I just kind of realized it's like the Mandalorian font too.
Kind of, yeah. The A looks
Uh,
kind of similar.
it really does.
Okay, I guess let's get to the Man of Tomorrow news, huh?
This is the news I'm really excited about. I mean, the posters were cool. Teaser for Clayface is cool, but this is the piece of resistance.
James Gunn shared the first image from the set, which has a chessboard here, and it has the badge here for Alexander Luthor, an inmate at Van Null or Van Cole Department of Corrections. That's where he was moved at the end of Peacemaker when he made his deal. I think they moved him to a lesser prison than Belle Reeve. So when he made his deal, so that's this. I don't know. And then also what we see in this as well for people listening. This obviously blew up the internet though,
Hmm.
and I noticed it right away too. And I'm gonna say I was one of the first people to point this out. Not that people saw my tweet, but
Yeah.
I immediately sent it to you guys, and then I sent it
Well,
out sent it out on Twitter. But I zoomed in to that clapboard because my eye was drawn to it, and we have the Superman logo with the Brainiac logo.
it's so
Um,
smooth. It's so
yeah,
smooth. I need this on a hat like tomorrow.
and here's the thing too. I saw some obviously
Hmm.
people with opinions on this. This is not an official logo. This is a clapboard logo. They might use this in marketing.
I
I
mean,
hope
I
they
hope
do
they
because I
do.
want I
Yeah.
want the shirt. But I'm just saying this is not
Yeah.
the final version of this. They might pretty it up. They might
Oh, it'll
uh
probably be green
yeah,
and red. Like you'll
maybe. I
probably get the
I
three
saw
dots.
I saw people say the chrome is kind of a nice color because of what Luther Corp's logo looks like. So you kind of get all
Oh,
three.
you're not wrong there. It would actually be cool to make the us like kind of trans color, so you see like the colors that they are, but it's like you get a chrome finish on it.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool. There's a lot of things you can do with it. Like it's a standard logo though. Like it's Brainiac, Superman. There you
Yeah.
go.
So who do you think he's playing chess with here? I know a lot of people, and I think people should kind of temper this down
Hmm.
a bit. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I do think a lot of people have jumped on that this is obviously Clark or Superman playing against them. And I want to scale that back a bit just because while that would be cool, and while it may be, right, it could be Clark going to do
Yeah.
an expose on them. It could be
It could be
Superman
Lois.
visiting. It could be anybody.
It could be Lois Lane. I
My
know.
thought though is
It,
like let's not just
yeah.
automatically assume we're getting
Hmm. It
that.
could just be Grillo. It could just be Rick Flag.
Right. It could
Um,
also be so apparently there's a
he
hidden
could be
thing
playing by
here.
himself because he's Lex Luthor.
That's what I thought too. There is a hidden thing here that James Gunn verified is correct. A Screen
Hmm.
Rant wrote an article about this. I just saw it today. Came out yesterday, I think. But apparently the board is set up in a way that it is, I guess, a famous chess match that somebody did against the IBM computer. And we know that Brainiac is usually a computer, so he could be
Hmm.
playing against Brainiac. He could
Uh,
be,
it's like above my pay grade. I know
yeah.
very little when it comes to chess. The only thing I know is that my dad's not very good at it, and I'm slightly better than him.
There you go. But yeah, James Gunn confirmed that on Thread. So that if it's somebody versus a computer, that makes me think maybe this is him playing against Brainiac, or it's just a
Yeah.
fun nod, right? Like who
Mhm.
knows? But I was just very happy to see this first
I
look.
think I think the ruffles on the like directly on the table are weird. Is that like a shot or is that
That may be just I would assume with the badge laying there too, he put that
yeah?
there. It could be his snack, it could be Luther's
Uh-huh.
snack, it could be a crew member's snack while they're
Who
resetting.
puts the chips directly on the table though?
I don't know.
I think I'm thinking too much about this, but
Yeah,
it
probably. I
ruffles
don't
my
think the ruffles
feathers.
are going to be important
It
in this.
ruffles my feathers. I really just
Mhm.
wanted to set that joke up. That's all I really wanted.
But yeah, we got the clapboard there, so obviously they're going to remove some stuff before they start filming. But we knew it was
It looks
starting
All Star
filming.
Superman. Yeah.
Yeah, we knew they were going to be starting filming, and that I didn't know it would be that Monday. People were like
Mhm.
next week, and you're like, well, obviously Monday could be the start, but next week could be Friday, right? Like that's a whole 5 days that people
And
can
what
start
does
filming.
starting mean? Like, starting could mean something as small as, they do a read through or they set up the stage. Like it
Right.
could be,
So apparently
you
they are
know,
filming this at a real prison. Um, TMZ ran an article about inmates complaining, but then
yeah, I saw that.
had
But
to do a
also, who
correction.
cares?
They had to do a correction because the FBI, I guess, said that they haven't heard anything bad. And there was actually a post from an inmate's mom days before TMZ uh, reported this too, that said that people were there filming like a superhero movie, and he's like the inmate was very excited about it because he's a big comic book fan. And so that was days before the TMZ article dropped. So
Hmm.
obviously, um, so obviously that's
So their
blown out of
editorial
proportion.
license got into the House of Corrections. That's interesting.
Yeah, so they got, I
I'm all
guess,
full of bad jokes today.
they were maybe rushed out a story that they didn't double check. I guess I don't know.
TMZ does that from time to time.
Yeah, but the corrections point out. I'm sure the correction's not going to get as much press as the original thing.
Never
But
does.
another bit of news here that we didn't get to touch on is Adria Arjona or Arjona,
Hmm.
sorry, is playing a role in this movie. It's been reported as Maxima. Some people are saying that this might secretly be Wonder Woman.
I'm not buying it.
I'm I'm hoping it's Maxima. Look, I understand she was a famous fan cast for Wonder Woman, but
Hmm.
I Maxima is a Superman character, and she's been in storylines with Brainiac. I just think it makes more sense to be
Yep.
that than Wonder Woman.
I'm not buying the Wonder Woman. I'm not buying it. There's a couple of reasons, but the biggest reason is I think Maxim makes sense for the story, like you said, and I think if they had their Wonder Woman, they'd want everyone in the world to know it. I think
Yeah, and
they'd
I
be
know
like,
people are like, "Why isn't Gunn confirmed it if it's just Maxima?" But
mhm,
like, it took him a while to confirm Nicholas Holt because of stuff that needed to be signed. I understand people are like, "Well, filming has started," but it's also like she may not be in any scenes yet. So,
yep.
um, we don't, this doesn't
It's
mean
standard
anything,
protocol stuff that has nothing to
right?
do with anything fans know about. But like, I think she's fine. Like, I don't think you have to. Like, I think she's fine as Maxima. I don't think you need to make her Wonder Woman just because she kind of looks like Wonder Woman. I think. And
Look,
by the way, there are other women for that role.
if she is Wonder Woman, it's like, okay, that means that most likely that's the next one to film. And
Yep.
right, like, so we'll hear something about that soon if that's the
Right.
case. But
And I wouldn't be upset if she was Wonder Woman. I just don't buy that they wouldn't be excited to tell you they found their Wonder Woman.
yeah, unless they were planning to keep it secret. But I don't know. I feel like,
With this
again,
merger, I think they want to get everything out there they can.
just like this chessboard here where people are like, oh, he's definitely playing Clark. I feel like people have run on this. She's definitely playing Wonder Woman, and they're kind of setting themselves up if she's
Hmm.
not. And I understand she's a
Well,
fan cast for that,
yeah.
but like
But I think the internet cast her. Like, I think the internet cast her as Wonder Woman, and they can't let it go. And to be
It's
honest,
also
she
not.
really does look perfect for Wonder Woman. She really
It's also
does.
not James. Like, he doesn't have to announce every single member of the cast. So,
Yep.
you know, I see some people saying like that's hurting her. It's not. They know the business. They know the business.
Right.
They know what's going on. She's known James Gunn since Belko Experiment, so I'm
That makes me
sure
even
she's fine.
yeah. That makes me even more likely, because I don't think James Gunn would toy with somebody he has a professional relationship with.
I don't know. I mean, like Lobo is a buddy of his, I guess.
Yeah, but like Jason Momoa wanted Lobo more than he wanted Aquaman when he was
Right.
Aquaman.
All right. Okay, what were you talking about?
I don't remember.
But anyway, like, I guess as a kind of almost wrapping it up here is, I'm very excited that we're getting this movie. It's you know, whoever she's playing, right? We've now got it started filming. Uh, we're getting, and this like made it feel real for me. Really, is this picture and just knowing that they were starting. We've been waiting for Brainiac on film since
Yep.
'78. I mean, he's one of those people that every time people are like, "What are you going to do for a Superman movie?" People say, "I would love to have Brainiac," and we haven't had him yet, except for, you know, like Smallville, Supergirl,
And
the
he might
TV
have been the
shows.
best villain on Smallville.
I mean, it
You
depends,
can
right?
make the
Lex for
argument.
me.
Well, other than Lex, because
Other
Lex
than
is yeah,
Lex, yeah.
yeah,
And just knowing that we're getting Nicholas Holt Lex, who I really love, teaming up with David Cornsweet Superman to take on Brainiac is just very, very exciting for me. Uh, like I don't know what like. Look, hopefully everything goes smooth with this, and you know what, we got Paramount buying them. Hopefully this doesn't become a Batgirl situation, which is always in the back of my mind. But I
yeah,
think this one is pretty safe to release because Superman was so well received. It just jumped up back as #1 on HBO Max during Superman Day.
yep,
So obviously people are enjoying this. It made $100 million of profit according to their internal metrics. So I think even Paramount will be like, yeah, let's see how this goes. And I've kind of said it on other podcasts, but I really feel like the future of the DCU hinges, no matter who owns it, on this movie, in the sense
yeah,
of if you can grow your audience after people really enjoying Superman 2025, you got to be able to grow maybe a little bit or not lose a bunch of fans from this movie. Ideally, you want to see growth, you know,
yeah.
and
If it's
we'll see.
successful, Paramount's going to be like, this is just another tool from this acquisition. This
Right,
is just
right.
another thing in the bag of toys.
Overall,
They're
they
not
like
going to
making
try to
money.
change it. Yeah. Like if this goes out here and makes a Billy, which I don't think it will, but if it goes out there and makes a Billy, this is safe.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. I think even if it makes like 700 mil,
Mm-hmm.
which is an increase, obviously, right? It's
Right.
probably in some good hands. But yeah, no, I feel very excited for the movie, and I think the DCU is in a really good spot as we start heading into, you know, Supergirl, which is, you know, less than about 2 months away.
Can't wait. I literally can't wait. You know, it's amazing to me. It seemed like it was so far off in the distance, and I was like, oh man, that's a month after I graduate, and now I'm like, oh, that's like right here. It's all right here. It's amazing to me. It's just the way time moves. And DC, we just got Superman, man. Like that, 2025
Yeah,
was a year ago.
less than a year ago.
Obviously,
Yeah,
you guys can read a calendar, but
yeah, less than a year. I'm really excited for the future. But anything else that we didn't touch on for the news,
no, I
or
think we,
something you want to bring
I,
up?
I think we got it. I think everything I see from Supergirl and the marketing and the everything we're getting is exciting me about that movie. I wish they would have started this strong with their push, because it really is picking up steam, it feels like.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that'll kind of wrap us up. Like I said, Daredevil. We'll do episodes 6 and 7 of Born Again season 2 next week. So make sure you check that out. Thank you all for watching or listening along. You can follow us at Supes and Sabers on all of our social media, and we'll catch you next time.